Okay, managed to get Indy back with some dreamies. Hopefully she'll stay here for a bit and I can show you the state of well-being. Just to say, first of all, the organisation that train me are really protective about their policies and procedures, which I think is fair because they've put a lot into developing it. So they have agreed kindly that I can do this video for training purposes to show you the state of well-being, but please don't share it with anybody else, okay? I'm also going to try and password protect it. And also just to say, if you've got any questions at all, you can message or phone me on 07810 510 170. Becky's got my email as well, and there's a book in reception somewhere you can communicate with me that way too. So I'm just going to show you the state of well-being, and it's just to give them a pleasant experience with something they enjoy. So we've got here Goldie, the goldfish that came from Battersea with Indy. Indy is my rescue short hair. She's 3 years old, and by the time she was 2 she'd had at least 5 homes that we know about, possibly more. And also last year she had a really serious accident, so although she's quite a confident cat, you know, she's not without her own issues too. So I've done a little bit of EMDR on her before, and I'm just going to see if she'll cooperate and show us the state of well-being today. So it is okay to use food with cats. They recommend ideally try not to use it with dogs and other animals unless you absolutely have to, but cats are a bit better at regulating their food intake, so it's not a disaster if you have to use treats to engage a cat. So she's quite interested in Goldie at the moment. And then what I'm going to do, so with the state of well-being, we're just giving them a nice experience, and we talk about soft words, kind voice, and that's just speaking to them in just like a nice tone, saying something nice to them. And I was thinking, because obviously you've got many different cats and dogs too that come in and out, it might work for all of you to use the same phrase when you're talking to them for these purposes. So maybe just say something like my lovely, and that way if different people come in and do the state of well-being them on different days, hopefully those words will become familiar and they'll know that it's a nice experience. So basically with the state of well-being, it doesn't really matter where you tap, other than it needs to be either side of the spine, so across the midline, so left and right. But if they will tolerate you touching their face but not their body, then that's okay. You can just touch where they're comfortable. Tapping is great, but you could also just go and give a little stroke either side like that. It's still bilateral stimulation. So the state of well-being, I'm going to say some kind words in my soft voice. So hi lovely, hey lovely girl. Got Goldie there too. Goldie's a favourite. And now I'm just going to tap really slowly, about 1 tap a second either side of her spine. Hopefully you can see I'm tapping both sides. And just do that for about 10 seconds, so about 10 taps. And she's having a little purr, so hopefully that's a good sign. And then just stop and give them something else that they're interested in, a little treat, a toy to play with, a little stroke. And that's it basically, and you can just repeat that as many times as they'll tolerate it. If they're showing any signs of distress, so what we call appeasement signs, so they're kind of trying to be submissive and say please don't hurt me, so it might be kind of licking their lips a bit, it might be moving, you know, it might be generally looking uncomfortable, yawning, those sorts of things, then stop it straight away and just re-engage them with something that's nice for them, like a treat or a toy or something. So I'm just going to do that again. So there we go, my lovely. Hopefully she'll stay. I'm just tapping really lightly, really slowly, either side of her body. And I'm just going to let her wander off, because that's also part of the part of the procedure. So she'll probably come back in a minute, but that's basically it. So it's just for 10 seconds, so about 1 tap a second, really slow, really gentle. And so for about 10 seconds you'll do that state of well-being, just use the soft words, kind voice, and then you can re-engage them with a toy or treat, and then just repeat that as many times as you can. So that's it, and thank you for watching.